Snipers, you have to see what's happening to the Bitcoin price this Friday as we have a daily candle high of 58,320 just below our extremely important resistance of 58,353. And this is not a coincidence on the micro time frames that we are rejecting this level, but it is an extremely positive sign that we are testing 58,353 coming into the weekend. But there are a ton of puzzle pieces like the DXY, the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, and the Bitcoin dominance chart that we're going to cover today, and the gold to Bitcoin chart also rejecting the 50-day moving average that we have to talk about and how that could influence the cryptocurrency market into this weekend. But the $58,353 level is the most important resistance as we've been talking about. And so far you can see with our low set at 55,600, we've yet to come and test these lows. And so far that's an extremely positive sign for Bitcoin. And if we go into the micro time frames to just kind of see how we're reacting to this extremely important resistance at 58,353, notice how we're seeing buy volume and no sell volume come in. And that's a very positive sign to test an extremely important resistance level. And we don't have much to work off of in this range between 58,353 and 49,700, which is the potential downside target if we stay below 58,353. So we really want to start monitoring these micro time frames over the next 24 hours to see how Bitcoin is going to react here at 58,353. Now, let's say we do get above 58,353. We have this market structural resistance that was previous support to face right at that $60,000 big even. But most importantly, we have the monthly open at 61,300. And if we can get above this monthly open, that could actually be a confirmation that this is the worst of the downside and that Bitcoin can potentially continue into price discovery. So this is an extremely important weekend coming up, and there are a lot of puzzle pieces that have been left for us to discuss today. We probably need Bitcoin to get above 58,353 for Ethereum to get above this monthly open. But so far we're seeing strength with Ethereum against Bitcoin with this upside move. And so the question is, how is the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart reacting? Because if we do see that upside scenario play out, then the question is Ethereum going to outperform Bitcoin? And I can give you that answer by looking at this Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. So notice with the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, we have come above our previous weekly open. And that so far is an extremely positive sign. It looks like we have a bullish engulfing candle. We broke the lower highs that were consistently forming as Bitcoin was coming down. And that was what we were watching to assume whether or not Ethereum could outperform Bitcoin. And so at this point, we have this candle high here where we had this bearish tail at 75,000 Satoshis on the dot. If we get above 75,000 Satoshis, we could assume Ethereum could outperform Bitcoin. And that is going to be something to monitor into this weekend. And check out these puzzle pieces that were left for us. The gold to Bitcoin chart, I usually cover at the end, but notice how we rejected this 50-day moving average. This is a huge puzzle piece, snipers. And the fact that we rejected this 50-day moving average coming into the weekend, if we see continued downside here, that's a confirmation Bitcoin has more fuel left in the tank and the overall cryptocurrency market can continue further up. If Bitcoin dominance starts to move up, we really want to see what's happening to the overall market. I think Bitcoin dominance is going to move up. And if we're correct about this thesis that Bitcoin dominance can move up while the total market cap also moves up, that would mean that there's going to be another leg to the altcoin season despite Bitcoin dominance moving up. Now, I think it'd be a hard thing to say that Bitcoin dominance is going to decorrelate itself from the DXY and see downside. And usually in an altcoin season, we'll see Bitcoin show downside with its dominance chart, but that could certainly change in this new cycle. This could certainly be a second phase where it's more of the fundamentally sound coins that are moving with Bitcoin to the upside, seeing new all-time highs and liquidity taking the total market cap higher, but not necessarily those pancake swap coins that we saw a lot in the first phase of the altcoin season. Those will probably not be around. As we all know, a lot of altcoins won't be around 5 to 10 years from now. And so we have to be very careful when it comes to altcoins. Notice here how this puzzle piece came into the weekend, the DXY pushing up, but failing to break the highs that were recently formed. This is important because this is what topped Bitcoin out at 69,000 recently. When we started to see those inflation numbers come out and the DXY started to form new yearly highs. And the fact that we're coming into the weekend failing to break these highs is a very positive puzzle piece for the cryptocurrency market. And so Due to this, we've been taking a lot of new long positions. We have the #1 cryptocurrency trade signals in the world. I took positions on Helium, Phantom, Engine Coin, Loopring, and a lot of other altcoins that our analysts have been taking positions on, like the Graph. And the reason for that is because of the puzzle pieces that we're seeing coming into this weekend. And it's funny, we have the #1 community in the world, Alpha Barrier, in our Discord chat said that $58,353 level though, and put a tongue face at me. And that's hilarious. I thought that was a funny comment because we saw that rejection on the micro timeframes of 58,300. But the most important thing is the fact that we're testing 58,300. We have positive puzzle pieces coming into this weekend. And if we can see strength above 58,300, that's going to truly change the storyline of this downside move to now start talking about upside targets. Of course, getting above this monthly open at 61,300 is really where the bulls want to be if we want to see continued price discovery. So a lot happening, of course, with the downside. There's always that potential being below 58,353 that we could come to 49,700. And so that's why the next 24 hours are going to be extremely important with this candle retesting this important resistance level. The extremely important levels on our chart are always in red because that's where volume is. And that's why there's such a large range here, because that's just the fact of the matter. And we saw with the move up, we sliced right through this range because there wasn't much volume. And so coming to the downside, if we stay below 58,300, the slice to the downside is also possibly on the table. But we all know here on the Snipers channel, when there's a large range, typically we'll find some support at the midpoint of range. So it's nice to see the 100-day moving average here. But if we stay below 58,353, we can't just assume that we're going to stop here at 54,000. So we're not going to get much answers over the next 2 days with traditional markets closed. And with gold, you can see we also saw a rejection of the weekly open, allowing that gold to Bitcoin chart to reject its 50-day moving average, which was extremely important for us to see if we wanted to assume continued upside for Bitcoin. So thank you all for tuning into the Snipers channel today. I hope you enjoyed today's analysis. Remember to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm so we can hit 100 likes on this video. We've been hitting 100 likes on every video so far since we've rebranded the channel. And I appreciate each and every one of you tuned into the channel. We have the #1 cryptocurrency YouTube channel in the world. And I'll see you guys next time. Snipers